From the beginning.
All right, guys. Hey, how are you doing? So this is a new week of the podcast.
Aaron and John show.
Of the Aaron and John show. I already don't like this at all. Nope. I'm done with that.
Coward.
It was a good idea at first, and I can't do it.
It's a necessary evil.
I know, but it's like for what we're doing.
Yeah, no. If anyone's gonna kill me, it's you.
Right.
What have you been doing? Speaking of killing,
I just been working.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah,
you're at the old folks' home.
Yeah, I'm working as a cook.
What? Got a hair?
Nice, I love it.
It just presents so many more obstacles to deal with. And
great idea. It was a great idea, but it was just like it can't be.
Well, yours is like a real mask.
Yeah.
This is just like a napkin over my face. It is a little warm.
Yeah,
in my mouth.
It looks like it is. But really, like technically, we only need one if there's two people in the room. But technically, we're still under.
And I've got the one.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
we're
fine.
less than 10 people. Doesn't it say like? 10 people?
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, we're barely less than 10 people. But we're
Well, I was just gonna be precautious because I did go to the airport today for a short amount of time, and then found out that I have Mondays off because they're giving us less hours, which is a nice problem to have, despite
the money.
The money. Yeah, the money. That's a problem.
But how are you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I think I've this past week has been a little rough. I had some problems with my car. My wheel well was smoking.
Oh, really?
And I took it to a spot off Main Street. Wonderful place. I can't remember what it's called. But they were nice. But they had to do a bunch of shit on my car. Like, it was just fucked up. So I spent most of my money that I've got on that, which I kind of like being broke because then I don't have any expectations for myself to do anything.
Okay.
Like, I don't need to, all my resources I expire. Is that the word? I use, like the food I've got at home and all the shit that I don't usually use or eat. I'll go through that, and it's a nice little purge time for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I am dead ass broke. If you're feeling frisky, my Venmo is at Aaron-Naylor. Please give me $5.
$5.
But I have, in the wake of this tragedy, this personal tragedy, the whole thing is
all
tragedy, but this is worse for me. Since my bank account took a slight hit, I've been drinking shittier beers. So I've gotten the 6-pack Ham Tall Boys past couple nights. And let me tell you, it brings out the worst in me, because what I'll do is I'll drink all those fuckers. And then like last night I watched remember that show MTV Unplugged?
Uh-huh.
How they would all these bands that would play acoustic?
Yeah.
Best show MTV ever had. Beautiful.
Do you really think so?
I love it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But like in the 90s, it was all grunge bands, and like in the early 2000s, it was all
and then
Nirvana's was really good.
Lady.
Pearl Jam was really good. A black lady.
There was a black girl that did it once. She had dreadlocks. I can't remember her name. She didn't pay her taxes.
Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
She didn't pay her taxes?
Yeah, she didn't pay her taxes. She went to jail for
it was she was in
Laura Adele.
No, she was in the Fugees.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, god damn it. Fuck. Laura Hill.
Laura Hill.
Yeah,
so yeah.
She got like a regular ass name. Fugees. Yeah, she was in the Fugees.
Yeah, they kicked her out, didn't she? Because she was so fucking weird and shit.
I think so, yeah. Who was it? Oh no, it was Arrested Development. That group Arrested Development, they sued the show Arrested Development because they used the same words to be the show's name. They're like, that's our name. We named a band after Arrested Development. It's like, that's so.
And?
What, you fucking.
Okay.
Really?
All
That's
right.
so stupid.
That's your.
But anyway, I watched a bunch of that shit, and like one of the best ones, honestly, was Stained. Remember Stained?
Yeah.
Your guys' senior song was a Stained song, I think. It was
It's been a while.
Yeah, was it? No, it was the other one. It was So Far Away.
So
now that we're here, so far away.
Yeah.
They didn't play that fucking song. I was very upset, but they played It's Been a While.
That was like a newer song, wasn't it?
Well, I think it came out maybe the next album after It's Been a While.
Yeah.
But this was in like 2001 probably.
Sting.
God, it was good. Everybody had eyebrow rings and they were wearing Jinkos and shit. It was ugly as shit, but it was fun. I love those old concerts.
Was he bald?
He was bald, the same as Aaron Lewis. He's a country star now.
Really?
Yeah. He I remember when he started doing that, he had a song about like one of the parts in it was like about him smoking weed, and everybody would like fucking freak out, like hell fucking yeah. And then he would like do something. It was the most generic country song in the world, except that it had him smoking weed in it, because there was a shout out to the troops, drinking beer, all this shit, and it was just clearly him on a cash grab, like, oh, this is easy.
This is some
I'm
easy
gonna
shit.
just do this.
Take complete advantage of this situation.
It's like
right
when
now.
a famous actor becomes a stand-up comedian,
Right.
like Nick Cannon tries to do a cash grab on a Comedy Central special, and it sucks shit.
Yeah.
Stop it, Nick.
Did you watch it?
Fucking idiot.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was. When did it come out? I want to say it was the early 2010s, the
Okay.
aughts. But
aughts.
it may have been the late. I don't know. Those are the teens. It may have been the late aughts.
Okay.
I like saying aughts. It's kind of a fun. Something my grandparents will say when they're born. I'm from the future.
So
anyway, it's been a tough week.
it's been a tough week. Okay.
No, it's all right. I'm doing fine.
Could be worse. Now your car still works.
It could be much worse. My car could have caught on fire, which it kind of did technically, but damn it! I wish it would have caught on fire.
Woof.
I could just drive my dad's.
Yeah.
I'm a very privileged person. My dad always has a backup shitty old car.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually what the backup car is.
So just in case you have to.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you have that. It's not
Yeah.
like you're completely out.
My dad's insane and it's very helpful sometimes. Also has backup lawnmowers for some reason.
Really?
Why? Who knows?
Interesting.
He is interesting.
So, yeah. So I had a couple things I guess I wanted to.
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I can't complain. I've been just working, doing film stuff.
Are you still doing film stuff? You're just going out like
just doing my stuff?
Your independent stuff?
Yeah.
You still do the drone thing?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's kind of neat. Like drone shots of like Kansas City.
What else have I been doing? It's been really chill. Like this week, nothing crazy. Walmart's all weird.
You went there?
Yeah. Just because there's
have
like
been
the
since-
distance,
yeah,
the distance stuff, and they're counting people, how many people come in at a time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only place I've noticed that was in the 7-Eleven that's pretty close to here, off of Gillum or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were like 5 people max. But that 7-Eleven has always had problems even before this fucking thing. Like I've been in there at like 9:30 and I tried to get like a beer or something, and all the liquor's closed because people just keep stealing shit at night. So I was like, "Where's the beer?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, we don't do that at night anymore." I was like, "You can't do that." I was like, "Yeah, I guess you can, but kind of sucks."
Yeah.
But how many people was Walmart letting inside?
Oh, those.
Oh, really?
But they were
just counting.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised more places aren't doing that, honestly. But I don't know what difference it makes. Like, you're gonna get those people in there regardless.
yeah.
Like it mitigates. I'm completely hopeless about this whole thing. There's no reason to have hope about it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we have nothing.
It's like, well, like we just went through this past week was supposed to be like closer to the peak of it, I guess, or something.
It's because we're just bad at. I mean, we're doing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad. Like probably not good.
I mean,
and then like we've all got to work still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's impossible unless they put us on a complete shutdown.
Yeah.
And then gave us money.
Yeah, I don't even know when like I filed my taxes last year, but I'm like, how do they know?
If
to give me
you're
my stimulus check,
they'll know. Did you do direct deposit
yes.
on your taxes?
Oh, yeah.
Then they'll have that if the information's still the same.
It's not.
Well, if you, I'm guessing they'll get it from your 2020 one. Or no, I don't know. Maybe you have to update it.
I just figured they're just.
'Cause I think they're sending out a bunch on Wednesday. Which when this comes out, it'll be yesterday.
Yeah.
So I already got my stimulus check according to this. hopefully. That would be nice. I borrowed against my 401k again, which is very cool for a 29-year-old to do twice in a month.
How do you do?
The first one was to buy a Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
I'm very bad with money. I also I took more money than I needed.
Oh.
And then just bought more games. I spent like $600 on that fucking thing.
Nice. But you have games, though.
I do have games. I got shit to kill time. But now I need I need the money. And it used to be just like a frivolous, I'm dumb and young. Fuck it.
Dumb and young.
I'm still going to spend it on garbage.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, I mostly spent all my money on food.
Yeah, me too. Since then, yeah.
So much.
I've been I bought a ton of those, like, the frozen vegetable steam packets and shit. Ton of them. Just the ones with rice and everything. I make my own rice, but I just, like, before, I figured more people would buy those.
Right.
But they were pretty well stocked. And pizza rolls. I've been eating a lot of pizza rolls.
Same. Okay,
which
you'll
is
be
a
keeping
nightmare.
that.
It's catching up to me, I think.
Yeah, you used to eat those all the time.
I hate them. I know.
You hate them.
They're terrible, man.
Yeah.
They're garbage. Dip them in ranch dressing, and it's, like, delicious, but I fucking hate it because I know exactly what it is. It's just absolute shit. And I can't keep doing that.
In a little pocket.
Yeah.
In a little, like, red kind of...
And it's fun, too. Like, they're fun. They're cute. I can't keep up. But I bought tater tots the other day. I hadn't had a tater tot probably since I lived with, we all live together.
Right. Nice.
They're great.
Tater tots
if
are
anybody's
pretty
wondering at home if tater tots have changed, still pretty good.
Still quite delicious.
Still tatery, toddy, filled with soggy potatoes.
Soggy potatoes.
You cook them in the microwave instead of the oven.
So, Aaron, I had a question to ask you that I thought I needed your opinion on.
Yeah.
So, I guess I should give you a little bit of a backstory. So, like, I always keep this little notepads like that, like over here on my desk. If I usually wake up in the middle of the night because I have to pee or something like that.
Yeah.
And if I have an idea, I just kind of write it down.
You have a piss journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so from that, like, I write things down, and like I either like think they're an idea or like something I want to like Google later. And so my question is, was it politically incorrect to Google why do Asian people slap their lips when they eat food?
Yeah. That's not good. Why were you thinking about that?
Because I saw a video, and like I've been seeing a lot of videos lately of like
they
people
slap their lips. I've never noticed.
Yeah, like,
maybe this is just a you thing.
Do you not watch those videos of like the Asian people eating food?
I hate watching videos of people eating food.
Yeah,
it's
I think
disgusting.
I think it's gross.
I love watching those Instagram videos of people making food.
Yeah, that's different.
I love that, but I can't. They're all the little girls that eat like huge lobsters and shit. No interest.
How do you eat that?
How do you fetishize that? I'm not gonna shit all over what people like to see other people do, but she's just eating like a rock crab. Gross. I don't. Why? And they're all just buying into it.
And they eat the whole thing.
Good for them,
the
too,
thing is,
though.
they eat all of it.
It's disgusting.
It's
I don't
gross.
want to see that
It's
shit
super
at all.
fucking gross.
And it's always like whatever food it is always just like dripping with whatever they dipped it in, which is probably delicious.
Yeah,
but
sure
I hate watching it. I can't. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
I also don't like. I mean, I don't like seafood in general or like shellfish.
Right.
I hate watching people take the meat out of a crab leg.
Ugh.
Or like just any kind of butchering video, like people just like chopping up mostly fish because they just cut their heads off. I'm like, I don't like fish for one.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want to see you chop its fucking head off.
No.
I like watching people cut up meat though.
Oh,
I know
really?
That's probably not. I don't know why, but they're so good at it. It's like an art. Yeah. I don't think Asian people exclusively smack their lips when they eat.
No,
I think
but
that's
like.
I think that's just something that you noticed in a pocket, and then just like, oh well, they were all Asian, but also like a bunch of other people.
I figured it was kind of wrong. I probably shouldn't have done
lips.
it. I asked several friends, and some were like, "Well, yeah, kind of," and other ones were like, "No, I think you were just curious." Yeah. And I'm like, but when I was doing the research, I looked it up. Apparently, in the culture, like Asian culture, don't know which area.
Yeah.
I just know in the culture somewhere that it's like a sign of respect towards the chef. Because you're showing like you're enjoying it.
Fuck, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, so
I think it was what's the word I'm looking for?
baseball?
Man, I wish.
Okay.
They're playing baseball in Taiwan and Korea.
Are you watching that?
No, I saw a few clips, so there's nowhere to watch it. I don't know where the fuck to watch it.
Just Google it.
Yeah, you're probably right. But then it'd all be in like Korean. I can't read that.
It's baseball.
Just keep clicking shit.
It's baseball, so you can't watch it and
get the Korean base. No, it's the direction to it.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do.
It would be all great.
And then I get to a fucking video of some chick eating a lobster. Like, I don't want this. I want baseball. But it's all the stadiums are completely empty.
Damn.
So it's just like guys hitting dongs to fucking nobody. It's pretty cool. I mean, I still like it, but they were talking about bringing baseball back, but only doing it like an extended spring training kind of thing, but playing the season out down in Arizona and Florida.
Huh.
Yeah, like completely realigning everything just for this season. Wow. And I don't really... I mean, the facilities are already there. I think that's why, is because like they can all stay in those places, but also like Florida's ravaged with it. I don't know about Arizona, but Florida was like the worst at handling it. They didn't close all their beaches until like a month ago.
Of course. It's Florida.
Florida's a nightmare.
What did you expect? You expected things to be okay in Florida?
I didn't. Like, they're all...
We would all have been shocked if it was decent.
They're just... It's a poorly run state with a bunch of like... And spring break was going on during this whole thing too. So all those stupid fucking kids were like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna drink. Get hammered in Miami." It's like there's nothing open in Miami. You're not getting hammered anywhere. You can go to a gas station and drink by the curb.
Hey, bro, you shouldn't do that. This is not the place. This is not the time.
They're not gonna ruin my spring break. Fuck. They're not gonna ruin my spring training.
My spring training. But yeah, I don't know why I looked it up and.
Wow. I've never looked anything up like that.
You did? Really? You haven't?
The most derogatory thing I've ever looked up is, why are girls so pretty? That was it. I did that when I was 9.
Why are girls so
Why are girls pretty? I love pretty girls.
Knowing you, that doesn't shock me at all. That's something that you would actually look up.
This is a fun thing to talk about. What was the... We all were raised in the early internet times, right? And we all had to adapt to like masturbate to it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the first thing you ever jerked off to? You remember? Well, how old were you?
Okay, so like I when I first started jerking off, I started jerking off
the Lara Croft Tomb Raider
in the shower.
Yeah.
Because at that time I had a bunch of friends from other schools, and so they would come down and drive and pick me up, and we would go and hang out, or like I would talk to my parents and let them like have me come. So like that was like 15, like 14, almost 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember one time. Remember Heather Bates?
Sure. Yeah.
Heather Bates drove me down to get me so I could go and get pussy from a girl.
I think you told me about that at some point. Yeah. You had a much more interesting high school life than I did. I didn't do shit. I just jerked off.
So that was like 15. I was like 15 years old.
The first time you jerked off?
Like, well, no, but like, so was it? I think like, no, yeah, 14.
Wow,
14.
man.
But I was doing it in the shower.
Yeah. Doing it in the shower is nice.
And so like, I didn't start jerking off to like. But the reason why I'm telling the story is because like after I fooled around with the girl, she's like, do you watch porn? And I'm like,
what,
like, on the internet? She's like, yeah. And so like, you know, like LimeWire and all that stuff. So LimeWire was around, and so like I just went on LimeWire, and I just like big boobs come, and I just like put in a bunch of words and I pushed enter.
Yeah.
And like this video came up with like this like guy who was like super muscular, like fucking this like really hot brunette girl.
Yeah.
And then like, him pulling out and just coming on her, like a shower of cum.
Jesus.
It was like a tsunami. It was retarded how much it was.
And then you came.
But like it's like that was the first thing I ever.
Wow.
I'm like, and like for some reason I saw it. Like, I gotta do that. I have to do that. And so like after that point, that girl, I got my driver's license.
When you started lifting weights.
After yes, I'm like I gotta start lifting weights now. But then when I got my driver's license, I started going down and seeing that girl, and like all I'd ever want to do is just come on her titties, like because I saw that video and I was like, "Come on, titties!"
You just got to emulate your heroes. That's
that's pretty much what Because when I was before that, it was Sammy Sosa, and so I'd go out in the backyard, I'd pretend I'm Sammy Sosa, I'd throw the ball up, and I just hit the shit out of it, and so like that was
Did you
prior
do the hop too?
Yeah,
the Sosa hop.
Yeah,
man.
Like do the arm thing too, like when he's going from first
try to
to
balance
second.
himself out.
For the steroids. Yeah,
what a fucking loser.
Now he's white. Have you seen him?
I know. Yeah. Well, he's got. Have you read about that? It's a cream that he uses, and he bought a ton of it because he was like an investor for it or something. So he would go to these like gala events and like red carpet things, whatever. Why the fuck Sammy Sosa was at any of these things baffles me in the first place. But so he would have this cream, and it would like lighten his. I don't know how it works. It would lighten his skin a lot, and then after not using it for a while, it would go back, to normal.
Right.
I don't know how the fuck it works, but it like takes away your fucking melanin or whatever for a short amount of time.
Okay.
It's magic.
Magic.
So he was just like pimping this shit out. I don't know if he talked about it or not. If he didn't, it was just a waste of time. He's like, oh yeah, look at me. I'm just white now. Like, all right.
It's just creepy.
Just wanted to be a weird Mark McGuire. The first thing I ever jerked off to was softcore porn on, I think, Cinemax. Well, it was just a girl dancing in a raincoat naked. Okay. And I was like, yeah. I was like 11, maybe 11 or 12. And I think about that a lot.
So like what's funny is like I remember like we had like the box, those like black boxes.
Yeah.
Like, right when they first started coming out. So like, when they did that, like they would put on like you can have HBO and you would have it for like a complete year for free. And so I remember having that, and my mom was like, "Hey, John, just so you know, like don't go through these channels after I think it was 11:30 or 12."
Yeah.
And because they're like naughty, they're naughty things. I'm like, so you guys were looking through them, and I'm like, okay, one, that's how you guys know about this. Then two, you just told I was at that time 12.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just told a 12-year-old boy not to look at
like, Mom, I'm sorry, but I love tits.
Yeah.
And you know that.
And so that was it. And like another big way how I used to see titties all the time when I was younger was that like people would see movies and they would like, oh my God, there's a scene where there was boobies in it.
Did you look it up?
No, I would have, because my parents were like super into letting me like rent movies all the time.
Oh yeah.
And so I would just rent movies and I would rent them, and just so I could fast forward to that scene. I'd originally watch the movie. I'd watch the movie, but I want to see the titties. And so I'm like, okay, now I will understand the story. I will because then the whole time watching the movie, those are those titties. We're gonna see those titties in a matter of like 10 minutes. All right, let's go.
Hell yeah. That was important back then, I mean,
did you ever watch porn with any of your friends?
Dude, I was just about to talk about that. So one time we all went to Logan's house, and it was like fucking.
Now like looking back, is that weird? Is that kind of weird?
Yeah, of course, it was weird then. I fucking hated it. And we watched this softcore porn, and it was this girl. The story was like this. She was supposed to be like some Cleopatra, like Egyptian goddess or emperor or whatever. Yeah, your mom. It was supposed to be your mom, and or your dad, whichever. I can't remember. But I just remember like people were making like jokes about, and this is like 6th grade. I should have known better. They were making jokes about lotion, and I was like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
What is that about? But they were just making jerk off jokes, and I just didn't fucking understand it. So then we like all watched this porn together. I mean, it wasn't like a fucking porn,
right.
It wasn't
it was
like
porn.
It was soft as
and
shit.
And you just fake fuck.
Yeah. And like a lesbian scene. But the funny part about this was, so during one of these there was a flashback of her first life or whatever, her past life in Egypt in like the before Christ era, whatever, BC.
Get it right.
And she would, that's what it stands for. And then she was making out with this other girl who like worked for her or whatever, and she had like a tramp stamp of a butterfly. Like, just edit that out. She's clearly not playing up to her character. That pissed me off a lot. I was like a 12-year-old.
Not any credibility
yeah,
at all.
Have some fucking self-respect.
Talking about softcore porn, like when I turned 16, I was the first one that turned 16 out of my group of friends, and so, in Platte City, there's the that Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, sure.
And so like that's where we had our membership to, and so. Dude, we would just rent movies,
porn
and
there?
Well, they had softcore porn.
Really?
And like we were talking to the manager guy, and we were just joking around, like, yeah, we'd also want to get that movie too. He's like, well, if when you guys are 16, you can. And
16?
like, John, get it? I'm
16?
like, got it. Yeah, it was 16. That's all you had to be. So we got a lot of softcore porn, and so it would be Kyle, Tyler, Evan, and myself, and then Michael, and we would watch these softcore porns on my. At that point, the Xbox, and remember because you had to buy and I was like, guys, I came to school one day. I was like, guys, I got the adaptment where like we can watch DVDs now on it. We didn't jerk off or anything,
no, that would have been. I mean, dude, like all my other my younger friends, they've all seen all of their friends' dicks. I've never seen any of my friends' dicks.
Yeah, clearly that was normal.
And I have no problem with it, but it's like I've never had a reason to see
my friend dick.
I saw Corey one time. I think Corey had a boner, and we just saw it through his pants or something. I don't know if we weren't watching porn. He just had a boner. Fucking kids are weird, but I've never, for any reason, seen any of my friends' wieners.
Yeah. No, I've never seen any of the ones my friends I grew up with. Wieners.
Yeah.
Not one.
Nope, never.
No.
But yeah, it's interesting the origin stories of where your sexuality or whatever, when you're.
What's so funny
when that triggers and shit. And
what's so funny is because I always had a computer, and so I was around. I remember when you'd go to those porn websites, and they would bring up. Then you would have pop-ups that would just come up all the time, and I'm like, fuck. And the only way you could get rid of it is you'd have to get rid of the desktop version. The desktop of your internet, and then bring it back on. But sometimes that didn't work, and so I was always so paranoid that my mom would come down and check my computer, and bring it bring it up or something like that. A pop would come up get the boner pill, and I'm like. But there's one time my mom did catch me. She caught it. Yeah. She's like, Bang Bros.
Oh, really?
This is when Bang Bros was super young.
Bang Bros.
And it was just this big Latino chick with her butthole, butt was spread, her butthole was just. My mom's like,
oh my god.
Because I had just paused it. I got done jerking off, and I'm like, done. I just minimized it and moved on with my day because it's my computer. I'm like, fuck off.
I'm gonna watch it later.
I have to know how it ends. This is before I was that was before cum shots was a thing, and our whole thing. It was just it was just the fact of you seeing
whole
boobs.
Porn pantheon.
Yeah, it was just it was just the fact that you were seeing a girl getting fucked.
Just to see a girl.
Yeah, it was just that was really what you were so mesmerized about. It had nothing really to do with anything else.
We would look at just pictures of them.
There
was a website
all the time.
Well, there was a website that we found. I mean, X and XX was just pictures back then, pretty much.
Really?
I mean, you could do videos. We had dial-up, so we couldn't fucking do anything. There was another website called PetiteTeenager.com. And looking back, I'm freaked out by going to that, but also we were children.
Yeah.
So they should have been creeped out about it. About them showing 12-year-olds. Yeah, not me. But it was just model shots of softcore porn stars. They weren't even fucking. It was just them naked. Progressively taking their clothes off.
Yeah.
Which was dope as hell.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was.
I don't care. Fuck. Give me that. But I do remember I had a flip phone, and this is when the internet on phones was becoming a thing. So we didn't have a laptop or anything. We just had the desktop in the kitchen. Oh, one time I think McCaffrey was over or something. We were all looking at porn. And
on in your
on
kitchen?
The desktop in the kitchen, yeah. Well, my parents are always in the living room, which is 10 feet away, but it's around a wall. So if they ever showed up, we would just minimize it. I don't know how they didn't know what we were doing. it was we were just very quiet and like snickering to each other and shit. Like, what are you fucking idiots? Just jerk off and get it over with.
Oh my god, this is the great thing about having a computer down in my room because my other friends would gather around it and look through it. And I'm like, oh my god, I guess you're not seeing this stuff. We don't have our own computer in our room, asshole. Like,
you're a god. But one time, for whatever reason, the desktop background, I think McCaffrey did this to fuck with us because he was a little asshole. The desktop background was a girl naked, like spread eagle. And I just remember seeing it because my mom was like, all right, dinner's ready or some shit. We were doing something else. And I saw that at the corner of my eye. I was like, fuck! And it wouldn't change. It wouldn't fucking change. And I eventually got it before anybody fucking saw it. But it was just, and they used to do like, if the picture wasn't big enough, like they were so pixelated when it was stretched out, so you couldn't even tell what it was, which probably would have been helpful. Yeah. But they would do like checkerboard shit, like 5 or 6 of the pictures on one screen. That's what it was. It was like 18 of them. Just this girl in repeat. It's like smiling with her vagina.
Oh my god!
But the cell phone thing, I had a flip phone. It was an LG, and what I used to do before you could do videos and shit on your phone, I would Google Maxim spreads of like Ava Longoria, who's the chick from Transformers, Megan Fox. All these beautiful women who had Maxim spreads, and I was just jerk off to their Google images. And then like I had no. Now we're all pros about this, like getting rid of the cum. Yeah. I had no good way to do it. I would just come in my hand and wipe it on the back of my bed. Like the headboard of it. One time I did it in a sock, and I put it in an old an empty 12-pack of lime Coke, like the paper or whatever, the cardboard, and I just put it in a drawer and left it there for like 5 years. Like it was there for a long time, and nobody did anything with it.
I use Kleenexes.
I use toilet paper now. It's great. Bulletproof. Get the good stuff. Get Charmin. Thanks, Charmin.
It's bulletproof. I got the joke.
I'm gonna make a commercial about how Charmin is the best toilet paper to come on. It doesn't seep through to your belly button. It's good. It's just like a bunch of bears in a commercial jerking off. And one's not using anything, and they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you idiot?
Fucking dumb bear.
That's one of the only commercials of the bear things that won't have the kid bear in it. Hopefully. Jeez, I hope.
Holy shit. But
I love listening, like hearing about how people fucking like came, like how their flowers bloomed or whatever, like what did you do when you were a kid and you were learning about?
Do you remember the first time you orgasmed with a girl?
Oh, I was like 19 or 20. My first girlfriend.
I don't
even know if I had orgasmed. I know I came.
Like the first time I was 14. Hand job. Back of a car, Michael Hoffman's dad's car.
Wow.
Yeah, his dad was driving.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Filipino girl. Still good friends with her too. She is the director for the LA Galaxy soccer program. Yeah.
Did you go to Weston or something?
No, she was Platzi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That explains the success.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna get these references. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's fun. Or jerk off origin stories, I think, is a fun thing to talk about. I might just make a comedy show about it. They're all pretty funny. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about my wet dreams, like my almost wet dreams I've had?
When did you stop having wet dreams?
This is the problem.
I always remember when I had them, I was so ashamed.
I've never actually had them to completion.
What?
So this is the problem. They're few and far between.
Do you still have them?
I have like dreams about like me like fucking girls, but I don't know if I don't come like in real life.
All right.
But one time I was having sex with this girl, and I put the condom on, and the condom only went down half of my wiener, and I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense because they all go down like to the full, my whole wiener.
Right.
And I like cock blocked myself because I woke myself up. I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. This is bullshit. So I didn't get to fuck anybody in my dreams. And then, one time Oh, I forgot about this one. I was gonna have sex with this girl, and we were. I think it was
real life or dream.
Dream.
Okay.
I think it was when we were living together, because Kevin was in the dream too.
Of course. Wait, did he have one of his masks on too?
No. But what happened was this girl and I were making out. We're about to find a bed, and for some reason, Kevin was in my bed, like sleeping over, like he passed out or something. I don't fucking know. And I was like, no, we can't do it. We're gonna wake Kevin up. And then I woke up. I was like, oh, what? I keep doing this. And one time,
we can't do it because my friends.
I can't. Here. Yeah, I just felt bad. I didn't want to wake Kevin up.
I remember one. I was in college and I had a roommate, and I was sharing a room with somebody, and I had a girl spend the night, and I'm like, no, we should. Right? Yeah. She's like, no, because your friends. He's asleep. He's like, he won't. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I remember we fucked, and he was right there. And I remember, I look back on that situation, and I'm like, wow, what a savage fucking moment for both of us. Yeah. For both of us, for her and I both. Because it's like, who does that shit? Like, because I know if I woke up and like some people, I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing, man? Yeah. Come on, what the fuck?
Self-control. Go in the hall. There's less people in the hall.
So, but yeah, like, so it was intense. I can't believe that happened.
I don't think I've ever had like a full wet dream, which I'm fine with. I don't want to wake up with a pile of cum.
Real.
I have no desire to do that.
I remember when they had them when I was younger. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, oh, no. Because I remember I'd wake up and I'd be like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Whoopsie. I remember hearing about them. I was like, why haven't I gotten one of those? And then it was like, now it's like, why would I ever want one of those? Yeah. That sucks. That's such a bummer. Like, oh, great. I jerked off when I wasn't awake and I didn't get to enjoy it.
It was so funny. Cool. It's like, if you're an adult male, you can still have them. It's like the body's like, we got to fucking come.
Yeah. I wonder if
fucking
dudes,
dick.
Well, I wonder if like fuck. There are a lot of dudes who don't jerk off because it like it boosts your testosterone and shit, right? And it makes you more primal sexually or whatever. I wonder if those guys have more wet dreams.
I'm sure they do. They have to.
Like you would think I don't know,
because the body's gonna release it somehow. It's gonna
blow up. You just blow up full of cum. It's all cum.
I gotta come.
That's the name of this. That's the name of this episode. Just the cum cast.
The cum cast. Okay.
The cum episode. All we've done is talk about cum. Oh God, Mom, don't watch this. Grandma, maybe if you want.
I remember when I got a BJ from a Jewish girl. Mm-hmm. My ears rang. It's the first BJ I ever got. It was in my car.
Oh, yeah.
My
ears ring.
It was just because it was like, she blew my mind.
Oh, really?
But it was just like, oh my God. And then Michael Hoffman got his first BJ in my car too, because he's like, can I borrow your car? I'm like, for what? He's like, I got to get a BJ. I'm like, okay. If I was an adult now, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Why don't you have a car?
But like as a kid, you're like, yeah, I get that, bro. And you kind of toss it like all 80s style, like.
I can't imagine how many people fucked in my old car.
Oh my God!
Because I know there was probably a lot.
That white one.
Yeah, I know. Like at that party we talked about last time at New Year's at Michelle's, I'm sure somebody did. Because it was a nice, comfortable old people car. And
you never care that people fucked your car?
I mean, not really. I don't give a shit. I don't sit in the back.
Okay,
as long as they clean it up, I don't care.
That's so funny. Back then, we were so. We were so willing to share with stuff.
Yeah,
like
anything to help them out. You know, you got to be a good friend.
I remember going over to like friends' houses all the time, like being like, "Hey, we're just gonna use that room. That room up there is the designated
sex room,
and we're just gonna fuck up there." And everyone fuck. And now looking back, gross, so gross, so gross.
Just everybody fucks.
Everyone's fucking in the same room, but just different times. It's like,
yeah, go find a truck bed, you losers. A truck bed fucking. The good old fucking hill people just fucking in trucks. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know. It's it was that's just something I like to talk about. I guess I'm interested in how people came to be. You know what I mean?
Come to be.
How people came.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in come.
It's funny. It's funny to talk about.
It is funny. Well, and it's interesting too. Like it's it's an important part of everybody.
Yeah.
Unless you're like asexual. I wonder if asexual people jerk off.
I've been told I was asexual, and you've
I
lived
think
with
you
me.
told me
You've
that,
lived
yeah.
with me. That's like very far from it.
Yeah, you banged a lot. You had a lot of sex. John fucks everybody. I don't know if you needed to know this or not, but John is a sexual animal, and he performs sex often.
Yeah.
What can I say? What can I say that he hasn't already said?
I've already talked about like getting a hand job. Like the first time I ever come with a girl
like
was
14.
It's in the back.
The fuck was I doing when I was 14? Nothing.
I remember the very first time I ever saw a picture of a woman. It was Christian Curry and I, and we had Playboys.
Hell yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
cool.
and we were looking. I'm like,
I don't remember the first time I ever saw a nudie mag.
yeah.
I know I was young. Like, it was probably out at Corey's house or some shit. Logan's or Corey's. I think Logan's dad had him, and he just like, here.
I spent the night over at a buddy's place. And the guy's dad had, because it was guys from another school, and his dad had boxes, and I mean when you think boxes, you think maybe like a box,
Yeah.
and like maybe a small box. I mean
Boxes.
big,
Like a truckload.
7 or 8 boxes, and we were just like, "Whoa, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck?" And they dated way back, and
Hell
like
of a
there was
collection.
bushes, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Those are not as fun." But the newer ones were way funner without the bush.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what it is today. It's like if people keep their porn in files on their, which I think is weird too.
You think so?
Like yeah, I mean, I enjoy going back, and watching the same thing I watched a couple of years ago, or not super long ago, but for nostalgia's sake. And I know it worked the first time, so I'm gonna do it again. But I like to try look at new, different people. Fucking. If I see the same wiener in the same vagina, I don't want the same results.
Right.
I'm gonna get the same results. It's what I want, but also I don't want it.
Don't want that.
Don't give me that. There are some videos that I do prefer. Oh, if I'm in a funk.
Oh yeah, these are you have your go-to videos.
Yeah, your go-tos, but I don't like save them or anything. I don't bookmark them or whatever.
Them.
The hunt is fun too, like trying to find them and remember what they are.
Hunts are fun because you just go to specific words. You do this word, and this word.
Yeah.
Like,
or you remember
it's always this cum, this facial, this anal, this like DP, this.
Or sometimes I'll try to remember the porn star's name, and then just maybe that'll be easier. But that's not always the case either, because they do so many videos that it can get just lost to time.
And then you just you're on the search for one
forever.
video, but you get sidetracked.
God damn. What the hell?
I
want this one.
That's always the funniest part.
I've recently run into that with one of my favorite porn stars, which is a funny thing for me to say. If you don't have favorite porn stars, then I guess you like amateur stuff, which is also pretty good.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
It's gotten a lot better over the years. Amateur
good
stuff's gotten better.
Yeah.
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
It's less creepy
I mean,
for me.
people can record it on their fucking iPhones, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So
To get a couple
it
likes,
is less
guys.
creepy too, because all the shit now is just like incest shit.
Yeah.
Like all the like
Teens
the
stepdads and moms.
all the best porn stars are doing that shit. And it's like you're at this moral dilemma where you just have to like block out this storyline just because you're like, oh well, it's not real.
This isn't real. Yeah.
But
Remember
the amateur shit is just
when
like.
you used to think that shit was real? Did you ever think any of those?
I don't know.
I would ask
I don't
my
think
friends.
I did.
I asked my friends, like, do you guys think those are real storylines? Like, are you fucking dumb?
But they said it.
But
They don't have any artistic integrity.
She said this was the biggest she's ever had. Like,
I'm sure there was a point where when I heard about it initially, I was like, really? No way. But yeah, the amateur shit is much better because it's just like girlfriend rides boyfriend.
like
You're
much easier.
Thank God.
Much easier to digest.
Yeah.
Much easier
Much
to digest.
less problematic in my dumb little brain. Like, oh, good. People who love each other. I just want to watch porn when people love each other.
Yeah. I want to know that everyone's having fun here, not just me.
I just want people. I love love. Love's fun. And seeing it in action is much more fun.
Did you want another beer?
Sure.
Okay. Just do plugs.
I'll juggle these oranges.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to eat any of those.
No, I'm good. I don't. Oranges are good, but I hate peeling them. You guys like this juggle shit? This is pretty fun. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I am a fruit athlete. Whoop, look at that. Pretty good. Don't tell John about that. And he's back. What if I just ate both of them whole with the shell? Is it called the shell? The peel, whatever. Shell peel. Key and peel. Thank you.
See, I was going to do this early. When I went to the bathroom before we started, I was going to grab that third beer. But
oh, that's all right. We should know better by now.
Yeah, you
Keystone
I was
Light
like 2?
Sponsor, yeah.
It's like 2 beers for each
At
one
2
of us?
beer?
Like, that's
No.
not gonna work.
Keystone Light is the sponsor tonight. Coors Brewing Company. They make it with rice, so you know it's good. I wonder if I can make beer in a rice cooker. I've recently been looking into making like homebrew stuff.
Really?
I think it's pretty neat, but it's also something that is very time consuming.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to do with my limited space.
But it's a cool
there's
thought.
that.
It's a cool thought, though.
It's fun to watch them make it on like YouTube and stuff. Yeah. I'll never do it. I tried to look at a bunch of new stuff when I had those 3 weeks off, and now that I'm back at work, I'm like, oh, I don't need this. I don't need a hobby. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna die at the airport.
But it's but it's.
You all right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
What else do I have? I have.
We can talk about more cum.
I
In a way, we're like radioactive cum.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just got much bigger.
Yeah. Do you ever think
Just
about
a little
it?
microscopic.
We all started.
In our dads.
Swimming
Dwight,
around.
I'm looking at you. I think it'd be funny if I named my kid Dwight Jr. Just to name any kid Dwight Earl Naylor Jr. It's hilarious.
Is that your middle name, Earl?
That's my dad's name.
Okay.
My middle name's Nicholas.
Nicholas.
They gave me a relatively normal name.
Nicholas.
Nicholas?
Nicholas?
Aaron Nicholas. But my mom kept the H off because it's special. I don't fucking know. She was on a lot of epidural drugs and probably other drugs too. Who knows? Mom, don't watch this. But yeah.
She got that profile picture yet?
No. I think I talked to her about it the other day. She's like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, just take a picture of a picture of your grandkids or whatever. I think she did that on one of the other ones. And she's like, I can't remember how to do it. I'm like, how to fuck?
Come on.
She's great. Love my mom. Don't watch this. Talk about a lot of shit that we were doing under your nose at the house. Jerking off in the basement constantly.
I was jerking off in my basement
rubbing cum on the back of my bed like every night. I can't believe how stupid I was back then.
Oh, I was
dumber than
so
shit.
Dumb.
One time, did I ever tell you
dumb.
about this? This has nothing to do with sex or cum or anything. I was in my backyard, and we used to have a lot of baseball bats because we used to play, baseball. And I found a bat, and there was this empty 2-liter bottle of 7-Up in the yard for some reason. I think somebody was trying to shoot it with a gun. Very stupid shit back in the day. But I was like, I got a bat, and here's this 2-liter bottle. I'm going to slam it and pop it, because it'd make a big old noise. It'd be fun. Little did I know, when you slam as hard as you can on a bottle full of air that's a twist top, it's not going to bust apart. It's going to come back and hit you in the fucking head. The bat bonked me in the head. I had a huge, goose egg on my fucking head. And after it happened, I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's not like God's going to twist it open as soon as I hit it, and it's going to be fine. It's so fucking stupid. Dumber than shit. I think about that a lot, too. About just that small instance, that small little pocket of my life, and how stupid it was. Taught me a lot. Don't fuck with empty 2-liter bottles of 7-Up. That's mostly what it taught me.
Something dumb that I.
One time, Tim Penrod and I caught his little garage thing on fire. I can't remember how, whatever we were doing. And then for some reason I was like, we got to throw dirt on it. So I just threw a bunch of dirt in their fucking, like, their shed. And then Tim managed to put it out. I don't know. He was way smarter than me. He knew dirt wasn't going to work.
The future engineer.
Oh, man. I was so fucking stupid. I was the dumbest person in the world. that was when we were like 8. Probably 8 or 9.
What are you guys doing? What
I don't know.
You guys were fucking with,
Tim was a pyromaniac anyway. He always had some kind of fire going on. Same with like Corey and all those other guys. Like they just always fucked with explosives. They would have like firework fights. I would never be a part of that. Yeah. Even if they asked me, I was like, no, I don't want to fucking. They would throw bottle rockets at each other. Like, fuck, you're gonna lose all your eyes, every single one, doing this.
I remember going into Tim Penrod's house once, but it was because I wasn't friends with Tim at that time. I was friends with Sarah, and like I'm like, this house is so weird.
It was a very weird house because it's an old house.
Yeah,
it smelled like an old house, but the kitchen was cool.
Yeah, the kitchen was cool.
The kitchen was dope as hell.
I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it's Penrod's house. Because I was like, back then I was like, because all those girls were so pretty to me. I'm like,
sure.
Why are any of these girls talking to me? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because I was in the 7th grade and they were in the 8th grade.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because I ended up dating one of them. I dated Jessica.
Oh yeah.
For a while.
Foster. Yeah, that's it. But we're just throwing names, baby.
No one knows, like.
Yeah, that's true.
Except like it's like we're like, oh, it's a call out. Like
it's not like we're saying anything bad.
I know we're not saying anything bad.
They were 13 or whatever.
Yeah, we were young.
Yeah, I used to love Tim's house. Like they had a Dreamcast. No one else had a Dreamcast. The Sega Dreamcast. They had
very interesting. That's a random.
I remember eating ice cream for breakfast one time, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought that was very out of.
There's a lot of kids there.
There were a lot of kids, but it felt very out of place because Chico would always make food. Yeah, Chico would always make breakfast or something. And
is that his name?
Chico's their mom. Okay. Her real name's Helen, but she goes by Chico. She's always gone by Chico. I don't remember why.
It was I always called her just Miss Penrod. And she always give me these looks. I'd always like something. Yeah. I would always say something stupid.
She's very stern. I love Chico. She's the best.
She just looks at you like you're a full blown idiot.
Yeah, that whole family's like a painfully smart.
Yeah, they're all.
Thank God Tim's a fucking idiot. No, he's not. Smartest person I know, probably.
Well, he was.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Last time I was over there, we got pretty drunk. It was a lot of fun. I gotta go back over there again when this whole thing blows over. He only lives in Waldo. He's like 15 minutes away from here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So anyway, good time.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, Waldo.
Him and Caitlin. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a house now, right? Yeah.
It's a nice little house. He like raises like vegetables and shit in his front yard, and like he cooked a bunch of ribs and barbecued a bunch of shit for all of us. It was pretty fun.
It's like, oh, what a.
And like 4 people came over. Like he just made so much fucking food. Molly was there, his little sister, and her fiance or something.
Oh, she's engaged?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't remember where they live either. I think they live in Colorado or something. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I like getting with people and drinking.
I'm drinking.
That's why we do this podcast.
Yep. The only thing that's different is we
record it. The only thing keeping me from getting sober. My friends. And my lack of willpower.
It's okay. I still smoke pot.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Probably not. We'll see.
I mean, like, I figure like pot's technically somewhat legal in our state.
It's not. It's decriminalized.
I googled it yesterday because I was like, if I did get pulled over, if I
we could just give you a misdemeanor.
It's not even that. It's like maybe like a $25 ticket.
Yeah. Nothing.
It can be $500 if it's the first offense.
As long as it's not like enough that they think you're selling.
Yeah,
which is still just never a misdemeanor anyway. I think.
Yeah. No, everything else is a felony. Everything else is a felony. Like if
really?
You're selling it, if you're like if you're at like if you're like on property of a school, a library, or anything like that, then library. It's a felony.
Don't give libraries are funny to jurisdict because it's just like it's not a school,
right?
Everybody goes to a library. If you saw a ton of adults in a school, you'd be like, oh, why are there so many teachers here? It's a fucking library.
Library.
People go to libraries. It's a nice free resource.
But yeah, like that most, if it's your first offense, is the maximum is $500 or it's $25.
$500. What a weird discrepancy.
I'm thinking it's probably just because if you're a dickhead,
yeah.
if you're driving, and high, if you were like probably if a cop did catch you on like a property of a library or a school or something like that, they probably wouldn't want to give you a felony. They'll probably just give you a super heavy fine.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't be an idiot. Like, there's all these other places,
careful,
a park
John.
or something like that. Like, there might be something like that.
That'd be the weirdest place to get it, though. The park.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that's
like
it. But like, I'm like,
cop.
oh, they're right. It's nothing. But if it's all, and then they will, because the whole Corona thing pushed it back. But they,
sure. Oh yeah, of course.
The bunch of dispensaries were supposed to start coming up.
Yeah, there's I saw a map
medical
of it.
one, but like you can get your card now
really?
in our state. Yeah, there's people I work with right now that have their card.
I'm gonna say I've got problems sleeping.
But like they're really like the one thing though is like she said it was like they're really strict about it.
Of course, I would imagine they are.
And
after everybody abused it in like California and shit. And
so like, you have to show
proof
of like some reason. I just do my hand.
Oh, is your hand? Oh, your wrist.
Yeah. So
what can I do? I've never been hurt in my life, except emotionally.
Well, we've all been hurt emotionally.
Yeah, you're right.
That was
solidarity.
That wasn't a Corona burp. That was a burp from the beer. Because I swallowed it too much down and it went quick. And I'm like,
you're really getting ham, dog.
I mean, it's like my third beer. It's like I normally only drink two.
You're pounding them, baby. But yeah, I should get a weed card. I don't do it that much though. It'd be fun to pick up.
None of us do it that much. Do it a lot.
I was thinking,
it's like almost to the point. It's not. It's not something that's shame anymore.
No, of course not.
Like it's so funny because there's times where I'm like, I'll be doing it, and I'll be like, because I'll be in my car or something like that, like by the street, but it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And someone will drive out like, what if they saw me?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, John.
It's like the same shit we used to do in high school.
Like, John, do you understand that like everyone smokes pot now?
Nobody cares.
Like if you were to be smoking pot and if it wasn't through this Corona thing and you're like, 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll take a couple hits.
Sure.
Yeah. Like no one cares anymore, John. Why are you so paranoid about it? But like, because like no
That's
matter
how we were
what,
raised.
because we were raised in that thing of like you're gonna get fucked if you get. Because we'd have drug dogs at our school come. Remember when we couldn't go out?
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Yeah. They would make an announcement. They'll make an announcement like saying like no one go out in the street.
Yeah.
Like no one goes out to their car right now.
There are puppies out there.
Yeah, it's like
right.
Okay. They had them like even in our lockers.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of the coaches were selling. Don't watch this, Bridger. I was gonna say I didn't watch a movie for the movie corner.
You didn't?
I watched some movies this past week, but I don't really.
I watched them. I watched one.
What'd you watch?
I watched Who Took Johnny.
What's that?
It's about this it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this kid who got abducted. He was a Boy Scout. He was not a Boy Scout, but he was a newspaper kid. And then like
was that in Omaha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah,
kid.
and then like ended up becoming like this huge sex ring because like the guy who kidnapped him was actually being molested by someone else.
Really?
Who'd been molested by someone else, and like he would kidnap kids for the kid so he wouldn't get molested. So it was like this huge fucked up thing. Yeah, but then that guy is in jail now, so it doesn't matter.
I have read about that kid because the mom was all like still pretty gung ho about. Well, did they find the kid?
No, they never found him.
Yeah, so they never found the kid. She's like, that's some sad shit.
Yeah, but it's really good though. It's sad. It's like what I've been realizing is like I keep falling asleep to like unsolved mysteries, these crime things, and like in my dreams, that's all my dreams are. Like it'll be all nice and quiet. Like there'll be like no joke. It's like a bunny. It really is like bunny will be like kind of just skipping along. There'd be a nice like sunset going on, and then out of nowhere there's like bang bang bang, motherfucker, stab stab stab, and it's just like what's
killing a bunny?
No, of like people killing each other, a guy killing someone else.
Jesus
and
Christ!
You're like, what the fuck? And then like what happens for me is like I get thrown into it, and I'm like I didn't do anything, but I'm guilty somehow.
I'm guilty. That's when I would wake myself up and like, this is bullshit. My cock's smaller than that.
It's like those are how my dreams are. There's a lot
terrifying.
of violence.
That sucks.
I wake up and I'm like,
I've always had pretty boring dreams. I remember one time we were in, I think it was in junior high or high school, and I think math class was bothering me or something. I don't know, but all my dream is I erased something on a piece of paper, and then off to the next dream. That was it.
I used to have really innocent dreams like that, and then I started falling asleep to unsolved mysteries.
But when I was younger, I think I'm sure I've told
CBD.
you about this. Yeah, that's coconut water. I'm sure I've told you about this. We're smoking coconut water now. I'm sure I told you about this, but when I was a kid, I saw this news program. I saw this news story on like Fox 4 or 5 or whatever, and it was about demon possession because that's what you used to talk about in the 90s or whatever. And
that was true. There's a lot of demon possession.
It was
stuff.
ridiculous. The gist of it though was if you can still move your hands and toes and fingers and shit, you haven't been possessed by a demon. So I would fall asleep, shaking my hands and toes and shit just to make sure I wasn't like possessed. So then I would have dreams about fighting the fucking devil. One time, the one I remember, the devil came to Weston naturally. And the whole town, because we went through like past the school, all the places that I went to for the most part around Weston, and like hell was coming up and all this shit, and we were all like fighting demons and shit. And it was like Tim Penrod's yard, people were fighting demons, and you know everybody was a kid like fighting a demon for some reason. Right. And I killed the devil in my driveway with a big old sword. And I remember like it was like a scene from Final Fantasy or something like. You're just like, I just cut the devil in half. And he's like, all right, that's it. All right. I was like, oh, I was the devil. Now you're the devil.
Didn't mean to fuck with you, Aaron.
Yeah. I was like 9. I was like, yeah, you better get the fuck out.
When I was like that age too, we had down. I lived in my room was in the basement, and so above all the windows, there were those old like curtains that would like come down and up and like. Two things would come down and the thing would come up like that. And like one of them, I don't know why, because I used to watch a lot of like possession, a lot of horror movies. Yeah. And so I loved watching them, but I'm like, dude, you know you're going to be super scared now the rest of the night, like when you go to bed at like 4 a.m. And so I'd fall asleep. I'd go to bed. And then like I would feel like those like that curtain thing would turn into the face of the devil.
Oh
and that's like just like sleeping, and I'm sleeping and it's watching over me. And like so, like I'd have like a callus on one side of my head for a whole year, but I'd only sleep on one side because I felt if I didn't look at him, I'm okay. I was a dumb pile of shit.
It makes sense though. I mean, it's like you're indoctrinated in this shit, and you're like taught to fear
this thing,
but you don't know what like that fear isn't like. Be afraid of it constantly. Yeah, you don't know it's not that. But like you can compartmentalize it like everybody else does, and like I'm not worried about the devil. It's like, why aren't you though? He's everywhere.
I remember like being a kid and being like, yeah, like there's demons and spirit, like good spirits are fighting right, and we can't see them right now. It's like, what, you dumb fucking asshole! Like that's not how that works, you dick.
Yeah,
you're scaring yourself for no reason, you douchebag. Like what the fuck?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, but I did kill the devil.
That's good.
And that's when
I was just scared of it.
That's when I stopped believing in God. I was like, why are you don't even have to be around anymore. I killed you're done. Your bad guy. He killed your baddie. And then I became the devil. That's how you do it.
Okay.
It's the succession thing. Yeah.
Okay. So like
by combat.
So do you ever put your horns on, or do you have horns?
Oh, they grow whenever I want them to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
So keep a low profile.
Like, I do a podcast with you. I'm pretty good, right? Like,
you're fine.
Okay,
sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I do remember though in your basement, that was the first time I ever had like a dark beer. It was like a bowl. Somebody for some reason one of the guys had a 12-pack of Boulevard beer.
Oh,
like the
that
mixers.
was Michael. Michael stole.
Yeah. Oh, like his dad's beer or something.
Their family had a shit ton of beer. I'm like, because there are these like, there's like 8 of them in this family. There's 8 Catholics that live in this house, and they have like a room, like a half of this room like this, like just filled with beer.
Full of beer.
But they never use it other
so
than
cool.
for like Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
I'm like, Michael, you fucking stupid. Why aren't we using this?
Steal 12 of them.
Like, just steal one. We're kids. We're gonna get fucked up. And I remember because he stole one, and then like that same night we went out, and apparently Matt Driscoll knew where we could get some pot.
Oh, really?
And he went in the middle of the woods, came out with this big old like thing of pot.
Did he pick it himself? Was it actual pot? That's hilarious.
And the thing is, like, then
he just like took the weed that the Reeves were growing. Probably.
That's probably what he did. I don't know, because I remember driving him out there. And
I had Tan's a nightmare.
And then Tyler Grindstaff was able to. He rolled up a joint. And we're like, how in the fuck do you know how to do this? He's like,
how
guys,
any
I
of
got
this happening? How did Matt Driscoll all of a sudden know where a bunch of weed was?
And why
came
was
out with a bushel.
And why was I like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll drive you to this.
Back then, you just gotta let shit happen. Like, oh, we'll see, man, because you had no barometer for what the opposite was. Like,
you had no
I
level
don't
of bullshit.
believe you. Yeah,
you can't smell bullshit back then. You're
like, yeah, we're just. I remember one time, it was like Tim and Corey and I. For some reason, we drove all the way to like fuck. It felt like hours. I never ventured further than like Barry Road. I think we went to like Overland Park or something. Part of me wants to say it was in Manhattan. But his cousin had weed, and he was like selling weed. Mm-hmm. So we went all the way out there, and I didn't even smoke. I had no reason to go. I just wanted to do something. And I was like, yeah, I'll go do anything. And it felt like the biggest adventure I've ever been on. I was so tired, too. I was like, God,
and then you
why did you do this? I didn't smoke any of it. But it was like apparently good weed.
Yeah, back in those days, like you'd have to drive. You could easily drive 40 minutes away someplace. And then like you have to sit there, and like that guy, then like the person that you knew the person would walk into a house, and they're like 20 minutes later they come back out like, okay, sweet, we're gonna get the pot, we're gonna roll it up, we're gonna smoke it, we're gonna get so high, guys. Yeah. And the person's like, we're gonna have to drive another like 40 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. Like, what? Where? Well, because like Jim didn't get it, and he said, but if we can just drive all the way out to where the guy who owns it,
Hutchinson, Kansas,
then we can
Manhattan.
get it from there. Of course, we were so young that we would not want to drive and smoke. And so we would drive all the way back. So it was like 2 hours later, back at the house. We're like, okay, guys, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Light it up, get really high. And then
you're all so tired.
Yeah, like, what?
All right, great. Yeah, sure, let's smoke. But no, we were like partying in I think that was the first time I was in your basement, but it was like a boulevard.
How did you even hear about I just remember like everyone was in my basement.
I don't remember.
So this was
probably Tar,
was this
Michelle,
my senior year, right? The summer?
Yeah,
the summertime?
Probably, yeah.
So this was the summer of 2008, the summer of 2008. And my parents were out of town because they went to Hawaii all the time to go visit our house over there to make sure that everything was smooth. And I just remember inviting 4 people over, and the next thing you know, like another 4 people
Everybody's
came
like,
over,
there's a party at Cloud's
and then there's
house.
everyone. So then there's literally people fucking in my parents' room. There's parents fucking on the couch. There are people fucking in the hot tub, and there's people having sex in my bed. And then like I just remember like my bathroom was like only go there to like throw up or had to go pee.
Yeah. I was just happy to be like at a party that was close enough to your house where I could just walk home.
And the funny thing is like my driveway, it was like a straight line and then it circled. It was like a backwards H. Nothing but cars. Cars were parked on the side of the street next to.
They were probably parked at that apartment complex up the street.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's that. Like because like there's a big steep driveway. People would park on the sides of that too. Everyone was at my house, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And no cops came over.
Oh, well, back then there were no cops in Weston anyway,
that's true.
Especially at night.
One cop.
What are they gonna fucking do?
There's just a bunch of people at a house. Yeah, but it was like
what? Or, yeah,
and true. Like
adults
it was
doing
only
stuff.
Loud.
It's not like we were outside. Yeah,
it was only down to my basement, which was my room,
and it was a
shit show there. But it was people were. I know people were fucking in the living room, and people were fucking in my parents' room.
That's so funny. I just remember getting smashed and drinking like a bully porter,
and then out of nowhere, people would just eventually just leave. Oh, I remember because like I think like someone made a scene.
Really?
I think. Yeah, I think someone made a scene.
Was it me?
No, it was a girl.
It was me.
And
Who was it?
Just say, I guess, Heather.
Oh, yeah.
I should have said Evanoff.
Nobody knows.
Oh, I said the whole name. So
wait, so this Heather Evanoff was the girl who I thought you were talking about. Heather, who was Heather Bates?
Oh, Heather Bates was Jordan Bates'
sister.
How
the fuck do I know that name, but not? I'll have to. I'm sure I recognize her, but I can't remember what she looks like.
Right.
Heather Bates.
Yeah, and so like, she was always clutch.
I thought it was Evanoff you were talking about.
Yeah. But no, she was cool.
Yeah.
She was cool. She was like I remember like getting fucked up at her place all the time because her dad was really cool. Her dad really liked me a lot, and so he would like let me drink over there.
Did they live like in like Iatan?
Yeah. Well, no, they lived down in the country, but it was like back roads.
All that shit to me was Iatan though. It's
Yeah.
like anything that's not in the proper Weston, it was Iatan.
Right.
I didn't understand city limits or codes
Boundaries
or whatever.
Like it all was the same.
You're in the outskirts, whatever. It's the same thing.
I would drive out there and I would just try to get myself lost and take the road. You're like, oh, this is all like just one little circle.
Yeah.
It's not.
There was nothing to it.
Yeah.
It was all very easy.
Which
was convenient because it meant like it was easier for us to remember. So we weren't going to get in like a fucking wreck or anything because it was all muscle memory if we were too fucked up.
I remember going to our senior party and I didn't drink because I had to be home at 12:30. And like,
why?
Because my mom, she just didn't want me to be out late, and she
knew what you were doing.
Well, no, because I had school the next day. If I didn't have school the next day, she would have been cool with whatever time I got home. But I smoked pot. That's all I did was just I got really fucking high. And I remember Ben Schlick like being like, John, are you okay to drive? Like, I only smoked pot.
But he was like hammered. It's like, no, you're not good.
Like, I only smoked pot. He literally stood in front of my driver's door and I had to pick him up, put him to the side, put him down and be like, dude, bro, I'm cool. I only got high, and I felt like I was on a spaceship the whole time driving home. But
I think the party after that party out at the Johnson household, I didn't drink either. I got really high though, and I drove home too, and I almost drove my car into my creek because I wasn't paying any attention. I thought it was further away from it than I was. I was so fucking high. I remember my mom tucked me in that night. I don't know why, but we were talking about it, and she just like tucked me in my bed, and it was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. I felt so loved. And I was so fucking high. That was like the first time I ever got like. Well, not the first time, but one of the first times I ever got like high and didn't drink or anything. Mm-hmm. I was just so fucked, dude. I was so baked. Fucked. I almost drove my car into the creek. It's so funny. It's just a shit show. Ugh. Yeah. Those are fun though, man. That's good shit.
So we're like an hour and 13 minutes in. So
okay.
It's up to you. You want to keep on going or you want to?
That's probably good. Okay. We got anything else we need to hit on?
Nothing that's important.
Okay.
5G. Don't use your 5G, guys. Yeah, don't use your 5G, guys.
It's not even out yet, is it?
I have 5G on my phone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow, big time.
It's on airplane mode right now because of 5G. So I don't. I use Wi-Fi if I can't use Wi-Fi.
People think 5G is causing coronavirus. Yeah. That's what the gist of it is.
Jesus Christ.
Those are flat earthers and fucking Holocaust deniers. And I did watch an interesting documentary about a Holocaust guy. So he was an auto worker from the Ukraine who lived in Cleveland. He was a naturalized citizen here. And he had a family and all this shit, like 2 or 3 kids and a wife who was also from the Ukraine. But somebody like accused him of being a guard, an SS guard in one of the death camps in Poland. And so he had to go like... It was Ivan the Terrible was his nickname. Mm-hmm. He was like notorious for being a terrible person. He would like he had a sword. Yeah. He would cut people's like pieces of their flesh off and shit. Like the Jews who didn't die or who just like, just at the camp, he would just fuck with them. So he was put on trial in like Israel because they brought him back, to Israel. And he was, at first he was, I'm going to give it away. But it's a very interesting documentary, and I think it's called The Devil Next Door. At first,
Netflix?
Yeah. Okay. First, he was found guilty. But then they did a retrial, and he was found innocent. But then they were like, well, he's probably not this guy, but he was definitely a guard. in the SS at a different death camp.
Okay.
Which they weren't trying him for that, so they couldn't do anything about it. But then after this, he was acquitted. They were like, well, we still got to put you on trial for the thing you did at the other place.
Right.
Like, you're not this guy, but you are this guy.
Right.
So he had 27,000 counts of murder, like accessory to murder. They couldn't prove that he killed them outright, but because he was a guard at a death camp, he was an accessory to 27,000 murders. But at this point, he was like 90 years old.
Come on, guys.
Well, at the same time, though, justice was brought to this guy, but also he died in a nursing home in Germany because I don't know why he wasn't in prison. I think they were just waiting for a retrial on that. But then he just died in a nursing home. He was so fucking old. But it's a very good documentary.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. All that shit's pretty neat.
Nice.
But he was just like hiding in plain sight.
Nice. Okay. Solid.
Just a dirty Nazi piece of shit.
Just a dirty Nazi. All right. Oh yeah, dirty Nazi. So
the devil next door.
Do you have any plugs or anything? My
Venmo is at Aaron-Naylor. Also, I'm doing a show this Thursday when this drops. So the night of this podcast, it's on
another virtual one.
Yeah. It's called Hey, a comedy show. It's on my buddy Will Abel's Instagram live. Check that out. I'm on that with Shane Torres, who has been on Conan. Carmen Lagala, who's been on Colbert Report, and Sam Evans, who I've hugged before. And boy, do I miss hugs. Nice. Come hug me on Instagram at that show this Thursday at like 8, I think, 7 or 8.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's it.
All right. Well, just follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, John D. Klauser. That's it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah,
and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Please be safe, don't eat bats, and wash your hands.
Be safe, wear a mask and gloves. Oh, no. We did it.